Hello, my name is Anne, and today we're going to talk about losing weight sustainably. There are many ways of losing weight. Some ways are more drastic than others. Some people do intermittent fasting, and some people do a keto diet, which means they take away all the carbohydrates from their meals and use more proteins and fats. And both of those ways are effective ways of losing weight, but they may not be sustainable for many people. When I had my children, I gained a lot of weight, and when I needed to get rid of it, I tried several things, and it was always very challenging. But then I attended a weight loss course, which taught me to use the food that I have in everyday life to lose weight, and that's how I managed to cut the weight. So this is just to explain the basic principles of losing weight using ordinary food that you're used to, because this is in the long run sustainable. Losing weight is about understanding how food works with your body, and this kind of losing weight is about reducing portions of food that you eat, and it's about regulating when you eat the food. Of course, it's also about what you eat. There is no junk, there is no fast food, there are no cakes and cookies. But when you have removed junk, fast food, cakes and cookies, you are still left with the ordinary food that you are going to eat. And if you don't eat it right, you will still gain weight or fail to lose weight. So the way you use ordinary food to lose weight, as I mentioned, you reduce the portions and you regulate when you eat the food. For example, if we're talking about a typical Ugandan meal, usually I have put the food in glasses and bowls just to prevent making chaos of it. Usually in Uganda, you are given lunch which has maybe some beans, some chicken, some matoke, some cassava, some posho, and some vegetables. You can have this for lunch, and then you may have maybe for supper. Let's see if we remove this. For supper, then you're given some groundnut sauce with mushroom. You're given some fish. Let's remove the chicken. And then you're given a chapati. And maybe some posho or sweet potatoes. So then what happens with this plate is you have so many carbohydrates. You have matoke, which is a carbohydrate. You have chapati, you have posho, you have cassava. And just those foods alone cover more than the calorie content that you need in a meal in a whole day. So you get all the calories you need in a whole day in one meal, and that's how you end up gaining weight and failing to lose weight if you're trying to lose weight. So how do we adjust the Ugandan diet to help you lose weight? We get rid of the carbohydrates because they are the ones which you need least of in your body, but they are the ones which usually have most calories. So for example, if we are to reorganize these plates, a diet that will help you lose weight, you can have matoke, and then you have the chicken, and then you have a lot of vegetables. If you eat your food like that, you have only one carbohydrate there, you have a lot of proteins here, and you have a lot of vitamins and other nutrients from vegetables, and the food fills you up. This food is enough. You don't need to add on a lot of things. So this is food that helps you to slim. Of course, this matoke is still too much. You would have to reduce it. But the point is you have removed all the other carbohydrates and you have kept only one. Alternatively, you could have your fish, and then you can have your chapati and your beans and vegetables. Now that's not a very good combination. Let's put posho. Yeah, that's better. So now you have posho, which is a major carbohydrate with a lot of calories. Then you supplement it with fish, which is mostly protein, and beans, which is mostly protein, and vegetables. So this helps you reduce weight because you have taken away most of the carbohydrates. So my point is, you just rearrange the food so that instead of having a meal with matoke, chapati, posho, and sweet potatoes, and then some meat and vegetables, you remove the others and keep just the posho in one meal. Or on the next meal, you keep just the rice, so that you spread your carbohydrates throughout the day instead of having all of them in one meal. And if you do that, it helps you lose weight much more easily. The other thing is, when we are losing weight, we have to, you cannot let yourself become very hungry. Why? Because when you get very hungry, when you eventually get to eat food, you eat so much that the body cannot use it all, it stores it onto your body. So the trick is to give the body a little food often. So instead of eating 3 meals, big meals in a day, you eat 5 small meals. Have your breakfast. Between breakfast and lunch, have a snack, maybe a banana, and then lunch. Then between lunch and supper, have a snack, maybe a cup of tea with groundnuts, and then have your supper. So you will have spread out your meals, and your body is not storing anything because it knows that it will get food when it gets hungry. The body kind of works the way we work. It's a machine. And if you think of the way you spend money, when you have a lot of money, you spend it. A lot. When you don't have a lot of money, you tend to save money. So that's how the body also works. When you give it food in the morning and then it goes many hours without food, it holds on to whatever food you have given it because it thinks there is a famine going on. Whereas if you give it food, a little food often, then it gets used to getting food, so then it just uses up the food because it knows that you're going to give it more food. So that's the other principle. So principle 1, reduce on the number of calories in every meal. Principle 2, eat small meals often in the day. Number 3, don't eat late in the evening. Why? Because when you eat late in the evening, you're going to sleep, you're inactive, and then your body stores all the food onto the body. So it's better to have your heavier meals earlier in the day so that you have the whole day for the body to digest it and use it up, so that by the time you're going to bed, there is not so much the body has to store on you. I think, yes. And finally, you may wonder, why is it that our generation fusses so much about food and weight? People before us, our forefathers used to eat a lot, they never gained weight. What is wrong with us? I think the answer lies in the fact that our forefathers used to work with their hands and their bodies. So even if they ate so much food, the body managed to use it up. But also they never used to eat so much processed food like we do. We eat so much junk and processed food which ends up on our bodies, and they did not do that. So our generation, we sit down all day and then we eat just as much as they ate. So no wonder we gain weight. We just have to, we can't eat the way they ate and not gain weight because we sit down way too much. You can join our live Facebook workout sessions and discussions about food and losing weight on my Facebook group, which is included on this